President Park Geun-hye's German tour continues on its theme of national reunification with a stop in Dresden in former East Germany. Tough talk from Pyongyang. North Korea has unleashed harsh criticism of President Park Geun-hye by name for her remarks in the Netherlands. And boy band Big Bang breaks the YouTube view milestone of 100 million with the music video for Fantastic Baby. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Friday, March 28th. I'm Luke Clary. President Park Geun-hye continues her German tour with a stop in Dresden in former East Germany, where she will announce her vision of Korean unification at an address at Dresden University of Technology.
President Park Geun-hye arrived in Dresden earlier today, the second stop in her state visit to Germany. She's the first Korean president to visit Dresden, located in former East Germany. Her first public appearance in Dresden was at the Church of Our Lady, an icon of peace and reconciliation. The church was destroyed in the bombing of Dresden during World War II, but was recently restored. Then she met with Saxony Minister President Stanislaw Tillich at the state building and attended a state dinner at Dresden Castle.
통일후 모범적으로 경제 발전을 이룩한 작센주의 모습은 한반도 통일의 청사진을 보여주고 있다고 생각합니다.
President Park is to give an address at the Dresden University of Technology tonight after receiving an honorary doctorate degree there. She is expected to present her visions of reunification, a set of unification ideas more concrete than what she announced earlier this year. Prior to her visit to Dresden, President Park toured the Berlin Wall and a photo exhibition marking the 25th anniversary of its fall and wished for Korea to have the same experience. She also met with the government officials who played key roles in the German unification, including the German finance minister and the prime minister of former East Germany. They advised her on unification negotiations and currency integration. President Park plans to learn from Germany's experience and build networks of cooperation to facilitate the unification of the Korean Peninsula.
More talk about unification on the president's trip to Germany. She met with German business leaders to discuss bilateral cooperation, investment in Korea, and help with the economic integration of the two Koreas after unification.
President Park Geun-hye met with business leaders of Korea and Germany and applauded the significant contributions made by German businesses in integrating the economies of East and West Germany following their unification. She also asked the German entrepreneurs to play meaningful roles in integrating the South and North Korean economies when the two Koreas reunite.
앞으로 독일 기업들도 투자와 경제 협력을 통해 남북한 경제 통합 과정에 기여하면서 새로운 기회를 창출하기를 기대합니다.
President Park proposed more mutual investments as a concrete way to boost bilateral economic cooperation.
한국의 가능성과 한국 정부의 의지를 믿고 마음껏 투자하셔서 함께 성장해 나가기를 기대합니다.
She also asked them to strengthen cooperation to realize a creative economy and to get ready for the Korean Peninsula's reunification. Then President Park visited Siemens gas turbine plant and saw the effectiveness of the integration efforts for the old East and West German economies. Siemens played a vital role in economic integration after the two sides came together by hiring workers from East Germany. President Park will visit Frankfurt tomorrow to meet with Korean expats, including the miners and nurses who were sent to work in Germany in the 1960s and 70s, before returning to Seoul.
Tough talk from Pyongyang. North Korea has unleashed harsh criticism of President Park Geun-hye's remarks at the Nuclear Security Summit in the Netherlands earlier this week.
Pyongyang is harshly criticizing President Park Geun-hye for her remarks made at the latest Nuclear Security Summit. North Korea even mentioned Park's name in disparaging remarks.
박근혜는 네덜란드에서 진행된 제3차 핵안전 순회자 회의에 참가하여 우리의 핵 문제를 얼토당토않게 걸거들며 심히 못된 막말을 짓거렸다.
Pyongyang took issue with President Park's statement saying a nuclear-free world should begin with North Korea's abandonment of its nuclear program. The Stalinist state called it an ignorant statement. The North even called Park a woman who's saying nonsense in a room. Pyongyang unleashed its criticism for the first time after the meeting of high-ranking South and North Korean officials last month. Seoul strongly urged Pyongyang to stop its rude behavior and obscene remarks targeting the legitimate diplomatic activities of the head of state.
남북 간 합의에 대한 중대한 위반이면 물론 상대방에 대한 최소한의 예의마저 저버린 행위로서 매우 유감스럽게 생각합니다.
Meanwhile, sources say the North Korean military has been conducting drills by producing and attacking the mock-ups of South Korean guard posts.
The National Health Insurance Service has filed a lawsuit over damages caused by smoking. The estimated total so far around $46 million, and that could grow even larger during the trial.
When estimating the scope of compensation in its lawsuit over smoking-related damages, the National Health Insurance Service took into account 3 factors. The first one is its chance of winning the suit. Back in 2011, the Seoul High Court of Justice said in its verdict that certain cases of lung and larynx cancers could have been related to smoking. The individuals who filed the suits at the time had smoked for more than 30 years. They smoked a pack of cigarettes on a daily basis for at least 2 decades. The National Health Insurance Service selected some 3,400 patients with similar backgrounds based on the results of cancer prevention research. The healthcare costs for these patients over 10 years exceeded $50 million.
이분들은 화이트 칼라 계층의 사람들로서 흡연 이외에 다른 암 발생 요소에 덜 노출된 집단이라고 보여지는 것이죠.
The NHIS also took into consideration the effect of smoking-related lawsuits on smoking cessation. It's the first smoking-related lawsuit to be filed by a public agency. The NHIS will soon select its legal representatives and submit a petition next month. The amount of compensation that the NHIS is aiming for could grow further during the trial because the current suit doesn't cover all of the damages in smoking-related cases.
Family feuds are not uncommon among family-owned conglomerates in Korea. The latest sibling dispute over management erupted between the Park brothers of Geun-hye Asiana Group.
When Geun-hye Asiana Group chairman Park Sang-gu was about to be named as the director of Asiana Airlines, the representatives of his younger brother and Geun-hye Petrochemical chairman Park Chan-gu spoke up in protest. They argued that the older brother cannot exercise his right to vote as Asiana Airlines director because Geun-hye Asiana Group and Asiana Airlines have more than 10% of each other's shares.
금호 산업이 이 회사에 대해 가지고 있는 주식은 상법상 상호주로서 의결권이 없습니다.
If Park Sang-gu's voting right is restricted, the younger sibling could become the largest shareholder. The representatives of the older Park said that Asiana Airlines sold off some of the Geun-hye Asiana Group shares last month, which exempted him from the voting right restriction. His appointment as director was approved as planned.
이사 선임의 건은 원안대로 승인되었음을 선포합니다.
The disagreement between the two sides raged on even after the general shareholders meeting concluded.
의결권 없는 주식을 포함해서 가결을 선언하셨기 때문에 그 부분에 대해서는 그 효력을 문제 삼을 예정입니다.
채권단의 결정에 따른 사항이고 돈건에 대해서 책임 경영 이행 차원이라고 보고 있습니다.
Geun-hye Petrochemical has filed for injunction to block the enforcement of the decision made at the general shareholders meeting.
A highly classified U.S. document details disputes between Washington and late Korean President Park Geun-hye in the 1970s over South Korea's nuclear development. Here's more.
These highly classified documents describe a diplomatic conflict between South Korea and the United States in the 1970s. They say that the high-ranking officials from both nations squared off because the U.S. was trying to stop Korea's nuclear development. A report drafted by the CIA says that there's clear evidence that President Park Geun-hye authorized the development of nuclear weapons in 1974. In August 1975, the U.S. Defense Secretary personally told President Park at President Gerald Ford's order that South Korea's nuclear development would provide the Soviets with justification for threatening the South with nuclear weapons. Documents that have been disclosed by the U.S. Wilson International Center and Hankuk University of Foreign Studies Professor Park Jin also say that U.S. President Jimmy Carter, who is strongly opposed to Park Geun-hye administration's Emergency Decree No. 9, threatened to withdraw the U.S. troops from Korea, and that Seoul stopped the pullout by threatening to launch nuclear development.
박정희 대통령의 그 핵 개발을 놓고 한미 간에 팽팽한 외교적인 줄다리기가 있었고 그 결과 주한미군 철수가 중단이 되고 한미 간의 관계가 다시 복원되는 그런 결과가 있었습니다.
The recently disclosed documents show how sensitively Washington reacted to Seoul's nuclear development.
A KBS investigation has revealed that the president of Korea's largest entertainment agency used a paper company to purchase a posh coastal villa in Los Angeles, USA. He's currently under a National Tax Service investigation for tax evasion.
Luxurious mansions of noted personalities and billionaires, including the likes of Steven Spielberg, are lined up here on the Malibu coast near Los Angeles. President of SM Entertainment Lee Soo-man bought a villa in this area in April 2007. He came to the villa whenever he visited the States. The price tag for this place was $4.8 million. For an individual, the investment limit for an overseas property was $3 million at the time. Lee couldn't afford the place on his own. The purchase was done jointly with a Hong Kong firm, paying more than the half of the price. The name of the Hong Kong firm has been confirmed, as well as its address, which was identical to the Hong Kong affiliate of SM Entertainment, that is in charge of SM's performance project at home and abroad.
The real owner of the company is Korean. Do you know Lee Soo-man? Lee Soo-man.
I have no responsibility to reply you over the phone. If you want me to answer, maybe you can send me a written letter.
SM is mum on why this firm made the joint purchase of the villa with Lee. Authorities have launched a major tax probe into SM based on intelligence that the entertainment giant diverted a portion of profits of his singers earned from their overseas performance to the Hong Kong-based paper company for tax evasion purpose. SM says the Hong Kong firm is irrelevant to Mr. Lee and that it'll reveal the source of the money during the tax investigation.
Boy band phenomenon Big Bang's music video for Fantastic Baby has topped the YouTube view milestone of 100 million views. This and more in entertainment.
The music video of Big Bang's hit song, Fantastic Baby, known for its mesmerizing beat and dynamic dance, has surpassed 100 million views on YouTube. The milestone comes 2 years after the music video was released on YouTube in March 2012. Big Bang has become the third Korean singer or band after Psy and Girls' Generation to have a music video with over 100 million YouTube hits. Singer Im Chang-jung will hold his first nationwide solo concert tour since his debut this May. He recently released his 12th regular album after a 5-year hiatus. The concert will first be held in Seoul on May 23rd and 24th in the Handball Arena at Jamsil Olympic Park. The concert will continue in Daejeon, Jeonju, and Incheon in June and July. Im will showcase his previous hits as well as his latest numbers, Ordinary Song and Look Like Me.
We're enjoying the mild spring weather now in Seoul, but if you're looking for a place to make the best out of the season, look no further than Cheongdo, North Gyeongsang Province. A trip to Cheongdo begins at the train station. It offers a special amenity to tourists. It's a bucolic thatched roof house that reminds visitors of the good old days. Inside, you can get a gander at traditional home furnishings from long ago. The nostalgic atmosphere of this place catches the eye of everyone who happens to pass by.
청도역 전통문화생활체험관은 2009년도에 처음 문을 열었습니다. 그동안 해마다 약 5만 명 정도의 어린이들이 찾아주셨고요. 청도역을 이용하시는 고객님이라면 누구든지 무료로 관람하실 수가 있습니다.
There's one more place in Cheongdo that bears the traces of the nostalgic past. It's the Cheongdo Upsang Forest. Its circumference measures 1.9 kilometers, and it's a nice place for spring strolls. The fortress was built during the Joseon period to protect the area from invaders. This spot, surrounded by the high walls, is an ancient prison. It has special equipment for corporal punishment, the leg screw, and a paddle for flogging. Visitors usually begin their tour here.
이놈! 네가 이 영문학교다니! 당장에 매를 맞아야 되겠다!
You can pretend to be a criminal to see what it was like to get punished in the Joseon era.
몇 대를 맞아야 되겠나? 세대만 맞으면 되겠습니까?
It's a nice place to learn about history and have fun as well.
많이 안 알려진 곳이라서 별 기대 안 하고 왔는데 와보니까 읍성도 이렇게 거닐면서 옛날 생각도 나고요. 또 교육적으로도 좋아가지고 애들하고도 한번 와보면 좋을 것 같아요.
Cheongdo is known for its delicious herb called the water drop wort, which is in season now. A field of fresh herbs swaying in the wind looks like one big green sea. Local farmers harvest about 10 tons of water drop wort daily during this time of year. They're flooded with orders.
아줌마, 미나리 한 단만 줘 있어.
Water drop wort growing in Cheongdo is usually crunchy because after harvest, the farmers plow up the land before sowing seeds again. You can try the local water drop wort with pork barbecue at a greenhouse. You can roast pork right on the spot and eat it with the crunchy herbs. It also tastes good when chunks of fragrant water drop wort are placed over the pork when it turns golden.
미나리에다가 고기를 이렇게 탁 올려가지고 간장에 막장을 탁 찍어 올리면 이렇게 먹으면은
Pork belly and water drop wort are a perfect combination of flavors.
이 맛은 청도에서만 맛볼 수가 있습니다. 많이 많이 먹으러 오세요.
This time we visited a picturesque village where festivities are held year-round. Every evening after the sunset, the village transforms into a festival venue. It's a festival of lights. Thousands of lights mesmerize tourists at night by creating a romantic atmosphere. Perhaps that's why this place is so popular among couples.
수민아 사랑해. 나랑 결혼했지. 사랑해.
You could be the next one to make a love confession here.
결혼해서 잘 살겠습니다.
Cheongdo always welcomes visitors with open arms as a prime travel destination in early spring.
How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you. And longer if I can. How long will I want you? As long as you want me to. And longer by far.
Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you again at the same time on Monday. Have a great weekend.